And welcome back. We do apologize for those technical difficulties as we do have 9:18 to go on the Technique Boxing scoreboard here in the first quarter. The Tigers lead 7-0. While we were dealing with those technical difficulties, the Heritage Panthers did get the ball right about the 40-yard line, and unfortunately for them, they went 3 and out, 3 plays. A sack by Kyrie Brooks put the Panthers behind the line as we see the ball on the ground. Chappell with the ball as he tries to get back to the original line of scrimmage. He does, a gain of maybe a yard or two.
Again, if you're just tuning in to this stream, didn't find our first stream, Coco drove the ball within 3 plays, putting 7 points on the board.
After the 2-yard run by Chappell, see 2 receivers each side. Smith, play action, facing pressure, and the ball is going to be one-hopped, and a good decision there as that was C.J. Hester, the intended wide receiver. Coco Tigers doing a few different things here this evening. So far tonight, we've seen O'Keefe Battle and C.J. Hester on the offensive side of the ball, 2 of their best players. Again, great defenders tonight, Caleb, but playing a little offense here this evening as we see 3rd down and 8 for the Coco Tigers. They need to get to the 46 of Coco for a first down. Smith, 3-step drop, facing pressure, going over the top. He finds O'Keefe Battle. Battle makes the catch. He's still on his feet as he crosses the 30 into the 25-yard line. And a big-time throw from Champ Smith to O'Keefe Battle. So we'll see 1st down and 10 after the big pass play. Champ Smith will hand off to Chappell. Chappell will go right side, down the sideline at the 10, the 5, and he waltzes in for a touchdown for the Coco Tigers. Now we do have a flag.
Yeah, that almighty holding penalty.
So a tough break there, but I will tell you this, Caleb. I mean, we're seeing Coco's offense. We're seeing a little bit different than we've seen the previous 2 weeks. Big plays, both in the pass game and the run game so far tonight as we are into the first quarter on the Technique Boxing scoreboard. 8:36 to go. Tigers up 7-0, but they are threatening. So 1st down and 20 for the Tigers offense as Champ Smith looks to the sideline to get the call from offensive coordinator Adam Franco. Chest high snap. Evaluates, looks, throws quickly to the far sideline. That looks like Hester is the receiver, and he'll be out of bounds before the original line of scrimmage. So a gain of 9, get it to about the they're going to put him at the 30. So a gain of 8 there for the Coco Tigers.
Second and 14 here for the Tigers as
a little bit of a difference here as we see Troy Silverzon here in the slot on the near sideline. Jamal Smith, the receiver, to the bottom of your screen. We've seen C.J. Hester and O'Keefe Battle make impacts on offense tonight. As Chappell gets the handoff, and first contact is going to be about 5 yards beyond the line of scrimmage. He's wrapped up by a Heritage Panther defender. That looked like the safety, Landon Clements. Actually, that's Landon Clements, the linebacker. So it'll be 3rd down and 8. Ball spotted on the 25-yard line, needs to get to about the 17 for a first down. Smith looks to throw with the out route, knocked out of bounds. And that was Jaleel Cruz, the linebacker, in on the coverage, making sure he's short of the sticks. That'll bring up 4th down and about a long 4 here for the Tigers.
And they're going to go for it.
From their own 19, need to get to the 16. 7:32 to go here in the first quarter on the Technique Boxing scoreboard. 4th down and 4 for the Tigers. Champ Smith taking his time, looking over the defense and what kind of coverages Mark Ainsley's going to throw at him here on this play. Quick pass out to Hester on the far sideline. He'll get the first down and more as he'll get close. Actually, no, he is inside the Tails at the Barkery red zone. He is inside as he's knocked out of bounds at the 12-yard line, let's call it. Gain of 7. Coco gets up to the line of scrimmage quickly. First down and 10. You still can get a first down if they can get to the 2 as a handoff to Javen Scott. I believe that's Scott. No, that's Chappell once again. He'll get to the 10 for a gain of a couple. So far, we've seen a heavy hand of Zay Chappell here this evening. Very talented young player. Chappell, a sophomore for this Cocoa Tigers squad and head coach Ryan Schneider. Second down and 8. Handoff to Chappell once again as he bounces it outside, but he slips and falls, and he'll lose 2 yards. And that's going to be another interesting factor into this ball game, Caleb, is the conditions tonight. It's been raining. It looks like the rain has stopped, or it's a light sprinkle at this point. But footing tonight's going to be interesting.
Yeah, look, the reason this game moved from Heritage to Cocoa, we'll talk after.
And we're going to have a flag, and that looked like Rashad Hill might have jumped a little early.
So the reason this game moved from Heritage, the beautiful campus of Heritage High School, to Richard Dick Blake Stadium is, well, the field down at Heritage was not playable.
No, I believe with all the rain this week, it was just nothing but water. And so they moved the game up here to Richard Dick Blake Stadium at Cocoa High School as the Cocoa Tigers look to end their 26-game win streak over Brevard County teams. Third down and 5. Champ Smith with the inside slant. It's caught, and it will be a touchdown for C.J. Hester. At least I believe that's Hester. Yes, that is. That is C.J. Hester with the touchdown reception.
Great little slant there by Hester. Corralling the football, bringing it in, and it's now 13-0 Cocoa, as you will see on the Technique Boxing scoreboard.
Keelan Gonzalez on to attempt the extra point. Snap is good, hold is good, and it's a line driver, and it's actually no good. So it was wide left. So first miss of the season for Keelan Gonzalez on extra points. Feel like that one might have had some field condition to do.
Yeah, you would have to imagine, because this Cocoa Tigers special teams is actually pretty good when their names are called.
So 13-0 right now. We're recapping some of those drives. So far for the Cocoa Tigers, the offense has been playing well. Their first drive to start the game, 3 plays, and then it was a 6-yard touchdown run by Chappell. It was a 52-yard run by Okies Battle on the jet sweep that set up the touchdown run for Chappell on that drive. And then just this last drive here, 10 plays, and it was a Champ Smith to C.J. Hester, 7-yard touchdown pass, and that's how the Cocoa Tigers have a 13-0 lead over the Heritage Panthers. And Caleb, you and I did the Heritage O'Galley game last week. Heritage's defense on its heels at the moment.
Yeah, and it looks like Cocoa's starting to kind of find that footing for their offense, and that's really putting Heritage kind of on their heels and not knowing what's coming.
And that'll be Green on the return. He goes to the far side, has a hole. Now trying to get to the sideline, and he'll be brought down by a couple of Cocoa Tigers, but not before he gets across the 40 to about the 42. Check that, the 43. Looking at the Technique Boxing scoreboard here in the first quarter, Cocoa Tigers leading 13-0 over the Heritage Panthers. Heritage Panthers quarterback Jordan Padala last week, 10 of 19 for 135 yards and 1 touchdown. You know, you look at what he's been able to accomplish this season, 29 of 55, 432 yards and 3 touchdowns, no picks. So that is important. He has been careful with the football, but would like to see Jordan Padala also get in rhythm as well. We talked about the Cocoa offense getting in rhythm. That's been a big part for this Heritage offense. If they can try to get into a rhythm here this evening, they can try and help out their defense and put some points on the board. We'll see Kazir Birch. That one high. And the Cocoa Tigers defense will forward. Probably wet on the field, still. Right into the hand.
All right, testing 1, 2, 3. All right, sorry, folks. We're sometimes when it comes to technology, technology just doesn't always cooperate with us, and we'd like to thank everyone for pushing through with us. All right, let's try this again.
So if you're just joining us, the Heritage Panthers were the receiving team, but they couldn't quite handle it as it was a pooch kick from Kalen Gonzalez, and the Cocoa Tigers were able to recover it. Nico McNeil making the recovery. They cannot advance the ball, so the Cocoa Tigers offense will step back out onto the field, and they'll take over at the 33-yard line, and that's where Champ Smith and this Tiger offense will go to work. Again, thank you for your patience as we deal with some of these technical issues. As we try to work through them, we do appreciate your patience as the Cocoa Tigers here battle tonight. 5:17 to go on the Technique Boxing scoreboard. 20-0 the Tigers lead after a pick six by Darius Phillips. Cocoa Tigers hand off to Chappell. Chappell is almost brought down by Cruz, and Chappell is able to elude a couple of defenders, but is slips and falls. And so the Heritage defense get a little help from the 12th defender, which is the Turf Monster. Be a loss of about 4 as it takes it back to the 38. We're under 5 minutes to play here on the Technique Boxing scoreboard in the first quarter. The Cocoa Tigers in charge of this one. Multiple turnovers by the Heritage Panthers have given the Cocoa Tigers another opportunity to put points on the board. Champ Smith going deep, and this one is going to be intercepted. That is intercepted by Devin Green, and the Heritage Panthers turn the tide with a turnover.
Great defensive play there on the interception, and will that be enough to spark the Heritage offense? Can Jordan Padala and that offense do something with this turnover now and get Heritage back in this game? It is 20-0. Cocoa on top. I will fix the scoreboard here in just a moment.
So, Devin Green was there for the pick for the Heritage Panthers. So back-to-back drives, turnovers as Jordan Padala and the Panthers offense threw a pick six. And now Champ Smith throws a pick as well. That's his 8th interception on the season. We'll see Jordan Padala work in the shadow of his own end zone as Drayvon Lee churns the legs, gets across the 10 to about the 11 for the Panthers. Gain of about 4. Ball spot at the 11-yard line of the Panthers. Lee to the sidecar left of Padala. Trips formation to the far side. The tight end for the Heritage Panthers is Alexander Fralin. Look for him to potentially go over the middle as he stays in the block this time. Padala pump fakes. Now tries to run with it, and he'll lose more yardage as he'll be backed up at the 8. Loss of 3. And that was a sack by the defensive line. Jermaine Waters in on the stop for the Tigers, gets his 2nd sack of the season. 3rd down and about 8 for the Panther offense. Padala still looking, going over the middle of the field, looking for Birch, and it'll be complete. Will it be enough for a first down? Yes, for the Heritage Panthers. Nice job by Padala just scanning the field, looking for that open man in the zone, and he was able to find Birch. Again, Birch, a vertical threat for this Heritage Panthers offense. Nice job in the middle of the field. 1st down and 10 from the 19. Lee with the handoff, picks his hole, and he'll be brought down by Kyrie Brooks, the transfer linebacker from West Virginia. Gain of a couple. He'll get to about the 24. Be 2nd down and 5 for the Panther offense as we look at 2:52 to go on the Technique Boxing scoreboard here in the first quarter, 20-0. Tigers leading the Panthers, but the Panthers with their best drive so far. Handoff again to Lee. Lee with a pulling guard in front of him, and he's able to get to the 31. That should be more than enough for a first down. And that was Mason Tarrant, the guard, coming around the corner, providing a escort for the running back, Drayvon Lee. So ball will be spotted at the 31-yard line. 1st down and 10 for the Heritage Panthers offense. Damarian Green now in the inside slot. Stack formation here for the receivers for Heritage. Handoff to Lee once again. Lee churns those legs and gets to about the 36. And a nice gain there for the Heritage Panthers. Gain of 5 for Lee. And right now on this drive, Caleb, Trayvon Lee's picking up some nice chunks.
And right now, this is the game Heritage needs to play. Look, it's still early enough in the game where they can make this happen.
1:45 to go here on the Technique Boxing scoreboard before the end of the first quarter. Jordan Padala in the shotgun. Alexander Fralin the tight end. Padala looks his way, but it's batted down by Jermaine Waters, and the ball will fall incomplete. Bring up third down for the Heritage Panthers. Trayvon Lee will check out of the ball game. We'll see Birch and Green, the receivers to the bottom of your screen, 5 wide receivers. Brody Gustott, the receiver to the inside slot. Nate Owens, that far wide receiver. John White, the receiver closest to the inside slot. Padala will be alone in the backfield. Ball needs to get to the 41 of the Heritage Panthers for a first down. Padala clean snap. Here comes some pressure. Padala's going to take off and run for it, and it's going to be close. Depending upon the spot, does he have enough for a first down? We'll see. It's going to be on the 42, and that will be enough for a Heritage Panther first down. Gain of 6 for Jordan Padala.
Look, Jordan making a play and coming up big for his squad. And he's back, empty set, snap. Fires and caught, number 1 on the reception.
That is going to be Demarion Green, and Green picks up about 7 yards as he gets to the 48. Or gain of 6, I should say.
And right now you almost feel the momentum going for
Padala quickly throws out to Birch. Birch gets across the 50 to the 45. That'll be enough for a Panther first down as the Heritage Panthers drive continues. They were on their own 7-yard line after a Devin Green interception. Gain of 7. Empty set here for the Panther offense. Padala, clean snap. Quickly out to John White in the flats. John White makes 2 Tigers miss. Still on his feet and reaches out for the 35-yard line. His helmet comes off, and the officials will spot him at the 35. That should be close to or more than enough for a first down. It is a first down. So, Jordan Padala, Caleb, you mentioned it, just getting in a rhythm.
You know, we said that was a big key to the game. If he could get in rhythm and get this offense going early, this could be one of those really fun ones, especially if you're a Panther fan.
And that is going to do it here for the end of the first quarter. The Cocoa Tigers lead the Heritage Panthers 20-0, but the Heritage Panthers are putting together a drive here on the Brevard Sports Network. We start the second quarter here at Richard Dick Blake Stadium on the campus of Cocoa High School. The Heritage Panthers with a first down and 10 on the Tiger 35-yard line. And right now you look at the last 4 plays as the Heritage Panthers are on their 12th play of this drive. 3 out of the last 4 plays have resulted in a first down for this Panther offense. Padala hands off to Lee. Lee jumps right inside behind the blocking of his center and gets to about the 30, a gain of 5. Heritage Panthers started this drive from their own 7-yard line after a Devin Green interception. And Jordan Padala and the Panthers right now driving. Padala quickly out to Birch, and this one is going to get back to the line of scrimmage. Padala threw this one just a little too far out in front for Birch.
And, look, if you're Heritage, don't panic. I would still consider this 4-down territory. Right now, you don't want to leave this kind of momentum right now.
No. Well, and right now the ball's sitting on the 30-yard line, needs to get to the 25 for a first for the Heritage Panthers. I do not think they are inside Aiden Barrios' range for a field goal here, so it definitely will be as Padala looks to throw, steps into it, and that one is almost both caught and picked as Guilford was there for the interception almost, and Nate Owens there as they both collided for the ball.
That's one that's tough there. I think there might have been a miscommunication there on the route because Padala looked like he was throwing to a spot more than necessarily a receiver.
And Guilford read his eyes as he almost got the interception. Be 4th down and 5 for the Panther offense. Nate Owens, the dangerous vertical threat. Here, the receiver at the bottom of your screen. 5 wide receivers and a whistle. We'll see a flag fly in. And it's going to be a false start that backs up the Heritage Panther offense.
The field is definitely taking on some water tonight.
That it has, as we had a steady rain for about an hour and a half before pregame. As Padala looking to throw, pressure comes, trying to escape it, loses the ball, and it's picked up by the Tiger defense, and that's Jermaine Waters. And Waters is going to take it to the house for the second Cocoa Tiger defensive touchdown.
But there is a flag on the play.
Where's the flag?
I didn't see the PA announcer.
All right, yeah, no flag on the play, so our mistake there, no flag. As that's the second touchdown for the Dark Side defense tonight.
I mean, wow. If you're the defense, this is exactly how you help your offense. Oh, our offense is having trouble? Don't worry, we got your back. There's 2 scores for you.
And what was a promising drive for the Heritage Panthers turns into disaster as Jermaine Waters picks up the fumble and rumbles his way into the end zone, waiting for the extra point. As right now the scoreboard says 26-0. We'll see if Keelan Gonzalez can add on the extra point. Snap is good. Kick is on the way. And it is good. And it'll be 27-0. The Cocoa Tigers lead the Heritage Panthers here on the Brevard Sports Network. The Cocoa Tigers with 2 defensive touchdowns this evening. A pick 6 by Darius Phillips, and then a 64-yard fumble return for a touchdown for Jermaine Waters, as the Heritage Panthers on a 15-play drive that started from their own 7 and got as far as the Tiger 30, unfortunately ends in disaster in points on the board for the Tigers, as this one is starting to get out of hand quickly. I feel like the Heritage Panthers really, they had some momentum, but now they really got to put some points on the board here to try and keep this a ball game really before halftime. We'll see a pooch kick here as Marcus Hancock will return it. He'll go to the sideline and he'll get to the 36. It'll be 1st down and 10 for the Panther offense.
Something tells me there was a signal yelled from the sideline that said get to the sideline. Probably someone who may not be used to carrying the football. Well, you have him listed as a cornerback from senior cornerback and free safety. So
Yeah, just get out of bounds because right now the turnovers have really hurt the Heritage Panthers.
Yeah.
They fumbled on the receiving team earlier in the game, the fumble just now, and then the interception earlier. So multiple turnovers tonight for the Panthers, which unfortunately have been plaguing them this evening. A team that usually doesn't make those kinds of turnovers, but first down and 10 once again for the Heritage offense, empty set. Padala looking to throw, pressure coming. Jump pass quickly out to Green, and Green will be brought down by Kyrie Brooks, and he'll gain a couple. He'll get to about the 39, gain of about 3.
But at some point, you're going to have to try to go down the field.
Well, there was good pressure coming off the edges from the Cocoa Tiger defense.
Yeah.
As Padala right now, and pretty much the Tigers' defensive line can just pin their ears back as Nate Owens makes the catch. John White in there blocking as Owens will gain a couple more yards to about the 42. And it'll bring up third down and about 4 for the Heritage offense as the ball needs to get to the 45 for a first down. Under 10 minutes to play here on the Technique Boxing scoreboard, 27-0. The Cocoa Tigers leading the Heritage Panthers, trying to extend their win streak over Brevard County teams. Padala quickly throws to John White, and John White is going to, with his extra effort, get across the first down marker, and it'll get to the 46, and that'll be a first down. That first down brought to you by our good friends over at Gamers R Us.
Gamers R Us, the ultimate place to beef up your decks for your tabletop card games or find things for your next great Dungeons & Dragons quest.
First down and 10 for Jordan Padala as he looks to the sideline for the sign from offensive coordinator Stephen Hughes. Jermaine Waters, a defensive end that was able to recover the fumble and rumble his way for a 62-yard touchdown as the handoff goes to John White. John White across midfield, and the ball is on the ground. And is it a fumble for the Tigers defense? It is. The Cocoa Tigers with yet their 4th turnover on this defense, and Cocoa, again, making Heritage pay for their mistakes.
Yeah, look, this dark side defense is truly taking over, and right now, Coach Schneider is in that offensive huddle, telling his guys, "Hey, let's do it. We don't take our foot off the pedal. This is where we start showing we are the Cocoa Tigers that everyone loves."
Well, and these Cocoa Tigers tonight, right now, up 27-0 with 8:45 to go here on the Technique Boxing scoreboard. Again, they've had a pick 6. They've had a return fumble for a touchdown, and now another recovery, as well as Smith hands off to Chappell. Chappell goes off tackle, and he'll get across midfield to about the 49. And the Cocoa Tigers offense tonight, when you look at what they have done, a 7-yard touchdown pass from Champ Smith to C.J. Hester, and a 6-yard touchdown run by Zay Chappell. On that first drive, we saw Okies battle on the jet sweep, take it 52 yards. So tonight, we've seen a lot of aspects of the running game really play out. I got to imagine Cocoa's close to eclipsing the 100-yard mark on rushing as we see a handoff once again, this time to Tank White. And Tank White will get to cross the 45, and he'll be brought down at the 44 as he's brought down by Michael Stevens. They're going to put it at the 44. And it'll be 3rd down and 1 for the Tigers offense. Checking into the ball game is Cayman Varus for the Tigers as he's lining up in the slot. Tank White, the receiver, to the near side. Chappell in the pistol. Ball rolls right into the hands as the ball's now on the ground. It's a fumble and it's loose, but it's recovered by the offensive line for the Cocoa Tigers, and they avoid their own disasters. That ball kind of just ricocheted. It was a low snap to begin with. It was kind of a handoff to Chappell as it rolled into his breadbasket, and then he lost it there as he got to the line. But again, the Cocoa Tigers fortunate. It'll just bring up 4th down and a yard as they avoid disaster.
Big sigh of relief right now for that Cocoa Tiger offense.
So you look at essentially points off every turnover here tonight for the Cocoa Tigers. They've mustered 21 points off Panther turnovers. See if they can add more to it. Can you go back? Darius Phillips with a 57-yard interception return for a touchdown back in the first quarter. And the Cocoa Tigers are going to take out a timeout and want to discuss things here as we wait for this 4th down and 1 play on the Brevard Sports Network.
We'd like to thank all of our great sponsors here on the Brevard Sports Network, including our Red Zone sponsor, Tales at the Barkery. Tales at the Barkery opened in 2016 in historic Cocoa Village. For more than 6 years, Tales has been the favorite destination for pets and pet parents, and they invite you and your four-legged friends to visit. Tales at the Barkery has a variety of fresh treats made on-site. Soft treats and hypoallergenic treats are also available, and they take custom orders and have unique cat and dog wear. For more information, you can visit them online at www.talesatthebarkery.com. And you can give them a call at 321-350-305-4584. But what they really like is just when you visit. They are easy to find in historic Cocoa Village at 14 Oleander Street.
4th down and 1 for the Tiger offense. Need to get to the 43 for a first down. Tight formation. Smith hands off to Chappell. Chappell goes off the right tackle, and he'll pick up more than enough for a first down as he gets to the 41. That'll be a Gamers R Us first down for the Cocoa Tigers as we are under 7 minutes to play on the Technique Boxing scoreboard here in the second quarter as we get you ready for halftime as the Tigers currently lead the Heritage Panthers 27-0, and they are driving.
Yeah, for those in the comments, it's grass because Cocoa Field is a natural grass field. And hence why you've seen some of the slippage and things of that nature happen.
First down and 10 for Smith. He'll hand off to Chappell. Chappell goes right up the gut, and he's brought down quickly, and that is by the big man, Amir Parker, the 6'4", 245-pound defensive end for the Heritage Panther defense. They will give Chappell a 1-yard gain, or check that 2-yard gain.
As we approach 6 minutes left here in the first half.
As I say, we had about an hour rain before kickoff, so that field, as we've now we don't have as much, but that field's starting to maybe dry up a little bit as we've seen the rain go away. Smith, 3-step drop, looking to throw. Tosses one into no man's land, and could that be intentional grounding considering there's no receiver? Not seeing a flag thrown here as, miscommunication between Smith and the receivers. Ball's incomplete, 3rd down and 8. Got a score update for you as the other game on the Brevard Sports Network. Titusville and Viera tied up at 7 apiece. And a hard count, and Amir Parker is going to be the guilty party, and they're going to back the Panthers up. It'll be 3rd down and about 3 now for the Tigers after the penalty. Chappell in the pistol behind Smith. Quick pass out to Battle. Battle trying to make guys miss, and he'll be dragging a couple of defenders as Green, as well as others, were in on the stop for the Panther defense, but not after Battle picked up a couple and got to about the 29. Another Gamers R Us first down for the Tigers as we approach the 5.5-minute mark here in the Technique Boxing scoreboard. 27-0 right now. Tigers leading, and the Tigers trying to tack onto their lead. Taz Brown was also in on this stop as we've got whistles. And we got a water break right now as the Tigers lead 27-0. They do have the ball. It'll be first down and 10 from the 29-yard line as you are watching the Brevard Sports Network as we are into Week 4 action of high school football. Week 5 for the SSA. Got a lot of exciting matchups. As we mentioned, our good buddy Alan Slaughter-Zinski calling the Titusville Vieira game. That one now tied up 7 apiece. A lot of scores going around the county. We'll check on those. Very curious to see what the score is between O'Galley and First Academy.
Yeah.
As the Cocoa Tigers will see the O'Galley Commodores next week.
So something I found out, while kind of looking up that one.
Do got a score update for you for that game. O'Galley 6, First Academy 6.
Uh-oh. I found Devin Hester's son plays on the JV First Academy team.
Wow. First Academy with a ton of good players, as we'll see. First down and 10, handoff goes to Chappell. He'll be knocked out of bounds by Devin Green, and Chappell pick up a couple, as it'll bring up second down and about 5 for the Tiger offense.
As well as I found out Coach Tony Dungy's son plays for Carrollwood Day.
It's got to be grandson, right?
Probably grandson.
Second down and 5 for the Tiger offense. Champ Smith hands off to Chappell. Chappell breaks it to the off tackle left side, and he gets to the sideline trying to find a way to turn it upfield. Gets to the 10 and is out of bounds. We got a flag that flies in late, and we'll see what the flag is on, but a great run by Zay Chappell, and he has really done a nice job in the running game tonight for the Tigers, and this offensive line for the Tigers has done a tremendous job allowing him to get free as he's had a couple of big runs here tonight. So we shall see what the penalty's on. Personal foul, and it'll be on the Panthers. So tack on the extra yardage, and that'll be first down and goal on the 5. And we are inside the Tails at the Barkery red zone. Chappell into the sidecar right, and it'll be a pop pass to Tank White as White falls on it. And a loss of a couple, loss about 3, it'll be second down and goal. And we're going to see as Champ Smith, unfortunately, comes to the sideline. We're going to see Trenton Washington. Trenton Washington now will come in. So he will direct the offense. He saw some time last week, went 4 of 6 for 28 yards against Vero Beach. Washington will hand off to Chappell. Chappell turns it up, but is met quickly. And gain of a couple of yards back to the original line of scrimmage will be third down and goal. Jaleo Cruz and Michael Stevens, names that we've called quite a bit this evening for the Panther defense, and 2 key cogs of that defense. Michael Stevens, as we saw last week, Caleb, against O'Galley, caused a lot of havoc for that offensive line.
He did, and again, names we've called, tonight, but right now, Coco just in control, trying to punch it in here before halftime.
Chappell catches the pitch, and he'll be brought down as it's Devin Green, the defensive back once again, that makes the open field tackle, and it'll bring up fourth down and goal for the Coco offense. 3 minutes to play here on the Technique Boxing scoreboard, and right now Trenton Washington into the ball game as Champ Smith came to the sideline a few plays ago. Clock continues to run. I imagine Coach Ryan Schneider is going to go ahead and take a timeout.
Right now, the coach is talking to that offensive line saying, listen, you all got to get hands on somebody.
And, yep, Ryan Schneider is going to go ahead and take that timeout. He wanted to run the clock down a little bit. So about 3:10 to go here before halftime in the second quarter on the Technique Boxing scoreboard, 27-0. The Tigers leading the Heritage Panthers. And curious to see what Coach Schneider does here on this fourth down play. You're 5 yards out. You got O'Keefe's battle. You got Chappell. You got Hester. Do you try and put it in the air with the young quarterback and let him try and make a play with those two playmakers on the outside? Or do you try and see if Chappell can punch it in? As we've seen him, if he can get to the outside, he's got the speed to get upfield.
Personally, I like going to the air here, but again, that's that aggressive play caller. I tell the young gun quarterback, look, we're putting you in. Show us you can put it in the end zone, son. You got weapons at your disposal.
And we're going to see the Cocoa Tigers actually kick the field goal here. So a 22-yard field goal for Keelan Gonzalez.
But again, there's a reason why I'm on this side of the microphone and not down on the sideline.
So ball on the near side hash mark, so not a straight-up approach for Gonzalez. Snap good, hold is good, kick is on the way, and he swings it through as the field goal is good. 30-0 now. The Tigers lead the Heritage Panthers on Brevard Sports Network.
That drive brought to you by the rest of our great sponsors you see here on the Brevard Sports Network. Cancer Care Centers of Brevard, Pizza Vala in West Melbourne, Orange Pest Control, Robertson Paving, and of course our first down sponsor, Gamers R Us. Gamers R Us is back on BSN supporting the Cocoa Tigers, and if you have a gamer in your life, you are in luck because Gamers R Us is a growing gaming community focused on card, board, tabletop, and video games. They host casual and competitive tournaments from Magic the Gathering, Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh!, Dragon Ball Super, and more. For more information, give Seth a call at 321-735-7057 or check them out on Facebook at Gamers R Us for the next big and all deals happening in the store, which is located right in Cocoa.
And we'll see the Heritage Panthers fall on the squib kick from Gonzalez, and Heritage will start at about the 37, first down and 10. Got a score update from our colleagues north, as right now Astronaut leads 7-0 over the Space Coast Vipers. And the last we saw as well, tie ball game between Vieira and Titusville.
Yep.
And 6-6 between First Academy and O'Galley. We'll try and get you more scores during our halftime break, as we got about 2 minutes and 50 seconds left. There looks like there was a penalty as the Heritage Panthers will back it up. Actually, I don't think there was a penalty. I think the Heritage Panthers just went too far as the ball is on the 37. Nate Owens, the receiver at the bottom of your screen. 5 wide receiver set as Padala looks to throw, goes over the middle of the field, and was looking for Malik Clark on the arrow route and falls incomplete. That one maybe just a little too far out in front for Malik Clark. And again, the Heritage Panthers have found a little success testing that middle of the Cocoa Tigers defense. Couldn't quite connect on that one as they bring up second down and 10.
Borja has kind of been the Panthers' Achilles heel is going to the air, whether it be drop passes or just quarterback and receivers not connecting with each other.
Lee play action. Padala is going to be sacked by multiple Tigers defenders. And that was 99 and 44 Tremaine Wells and Mel Mitchell IV in on the sack of Jordan Padala. All the way back to the 30, and that'll bring up third down and a bus. 2:22 to go on the Technique Boxing scoreboard before halftime.
We just got a score update from one Martell Stevens. The Ville up 14-7.
So Titusville up 14-7. A great matchup between two good teams this season. And I am curious to see if that one turns into an offensive shootout. Again, Vieira with some great offense along with Titusville. Like a lot of the playmakers on both sides of those teams. Lee with the handoff as he tests the sweep on the right side, turns it upfield, and he'll get 10 yards on the run. Third down and 10. He picks up 11. Lee, the freshman running back, has done a phenomenal job this season.
He really has, but unfortunately, you're going up against this dark side defense. It's hard to run side to side on because, listen, defensively, they can go sideline to side. Coco can go sideline to sideline with anybody.
They can, and Drayvon Lee, though, with a great run. Actually, to check that, they're going to call him out of bounds, I guess. I thought he had the first down marker. Okay, wait a minute. No, what we got is we got the yard marker saying fourth down, but we've got the chain gang with first down and 10.
Yeah. There's a bunch of people.
All right. There must have been a penalty because all right, I don't know. I must have missed the penalty there because I thought it was first down and 10 from the 37, but either way, missed on that one, and the Heritage Panthers will take a timeout.
I'm with you. I'm just as confused as to.
Either way, it's fourth down and a punting situation for the Panthers. So much for my thoughts on Drayvon Lee picking up a first down. And great job by the Cocoa Tiger defense not allowing him to pick up any more. But either way, the Heritage Panthers tonight offensively, they've been able to move the football to some degree. But, again, they just haven't been able to put anything together for a real touchdown drive. You go back to Heritage's longest drive, which was 14 plays. They were on the Tiger 30, and unfortunately a fumble set them back. And the rain is starting to return now.
This pesky rain is really been a nuisance over the last week.
So Steve Moore will punt this one away, and the ball will bounce at the 30 and take a Panther bounce as it goes to the 20-yard line, and that is where the Tigers' offense will start.
Duran Guilford, as soon as he heard that magical word, either Peter, fire, I don't know what the Cocoa Tigers use, but he heard that word, and what did he do? He ran straight to the sideline. He said, I'm not even going to be near that ball. It ain't touching me.
So the Heritage Panthers will be back on defense. Can the Cocoa Tigers, with 31 ticks left here to go before halftime, I have to imagine Coach Schneider's going to go ahead and run this one out, get to halftime, make the adjustments. Again, if you're the Cocoa Tigers right now, you like a lot what you've seen. Will we see Champ Smith back out on the field? He did leave the previous drive. Or will we see the young quarterback, Trenton Washington? And that looks like Trenton Washington under center. And it is. Yep. And so we'll see whether or not Champ Smith returns. But the Cocoa Tigers lead 30-0 here at Richard Dick Blake Stadium over the Heritage Panthers as you're watching the Brevard Sports Network.
All right, folks, you're coming up at halftime. I don't think the bands are playing because of the weather. So we'll be back in about 10 minutes here on Brevard Sports Network. All right, folks, we are back here on the Brevard Sports Network, and there's still about 4 minutes left here of halftime, but I'm going to take care of some great partners of ours that make sure that we're able to continue doing this every Friday night. And I'd also like to apologize again for those who have been here with us for the technical difficulties. Sometimes technology, when you want it to run great and run perfectly, that's when it's like, ha ha, I'm going to play some tricks on you. And that's kind of what happened tonight. But anyway, thanks to our great partners, we'll be able to get stuff like this taken care of. Great partners like, well, Technique Boxing. Now open in Cocoa, Technique Boxing is located at 1541 North Cocoa Boulevard and isn't just a gym. It's a community built on discipline, empowerment, and the art of real boxing since 2012. They've trained everyone from first-time beginners to seasoned fighters, offering youth classes, advanced sessions, personal training, and even a unique non-contact program helping those with Parkinson's disease fight back. This is the real deal. Footwork, defense, and skill taught by experienced coaches in a family atmosphere. Give them a call at 352-989-5114 or find Technique Boxing on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, X, and TikTok. Technique Boxing, where hard work pays off. We'd also like to thank Tales at the Barkery. Tales at the Barkery opened in historic Cocoa Village in 2016. For more than 6 years, Tales has been the favorite destination for pets and pet parents, and they invite you and your four-legged friends to visit. Tales at the Barkery has a variety of fresh treats made on-site. Soft treats and hypoallergenic treats are also available, and they take custom orders and have unique dog and cat wear. For more information, you can visit them online at www.talesatthebarkery.com, and you can also call at 321-305-4584. But what they really like is when you visit, and they are easy to find in historic Cocoa Village at 14 Oleander Street. And also great partners like Gamers R Us. Gamers R Us is back on BSN supporting the Cocoa Tigers, and if you have a gamer in your life, you are in luck because Gamers R Us is a growing gaming community focused on card, board, tabletop, and video games. They host annual or casual and competitive tournaments for Magic the Gathering, Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh!, Dragon Ball, and more. Gamers R Us is the one-stop place for Magic the Gathering, DBS, collection card game, UFS, Yu-Gi-Oh!, board games, card games, accessories, Digimon TCG, One Piece Flesh and Blood, Pokemon table card game, Dungeons and Dragons, Disney Lorcana, and much more. For more information, give Seth a call at 321-735-7057, and be sure to check him out on Facebook at Gamers R Us for the next big and all deals happening in the store, which is located in Cocoa at 801 Dixon Boulevard.
Thank to all our great sponsors, Caleb, as they do a great job of taking care of us so that way we can bring you this broadcast here this evening and many of the other broadcasts going on tonight across Brevard Sports Network, Titusville and Vieira, as well as Astronaut and Space Coast. Fun matchups in those games. I know Alan will have a full scoreboard for all the games this evening as we get ready to wrap up another week of high school football. But first, we got to get through this second half. Here's the Cocoa Tigers in firm control of this one. And kind of recapping that first half, you look at the dark side defense, Caleb, interception return for Darian Phillips, about 40 yards, helped set up the defense scoring first. And then Jermaine Waters with a 62-yard fumble recovery for a touchdown. You look at the Cocoa Tigers offense the rest of the way. They put up 2 other touchdowns and a field goal. A C.J. Hester catch from Champ Smith from 7 yards out. for a touchdown. And then you also had Zay Chappell running from 6 yards out for a touchdown as well. That's how the Cocoa Tigers have scored their touchdowns this evening. Also a 22-yard field goal by Keelan Gonzalez to end the half, or in close to the second half. First half, I should say, into the first half. That allowed the Tigers to go up 30-0. And the Heritage Panthers do want to make a note. I know we were confused towards the end of the first half about the Heritage Panthers. They did have that big sack, and so that's why it turned out that way. Can't believe I forgot that one, but slipping up tonight. But either way, as the Cocoa Tigers defense with multiple sacks here this evening, Jermaine Waters with a couple, also Tremaine Wells and Mel Mitchell IV were in on a sack as well together. This Darkside defense, Caleb, has played well.
Yeah, no, Coco's been kind of waiting for a game like this from their Darkside defense, and I'll tell you what, their Darkside defense is holding them down. Some quick scores from around the area. Last I saw in the second quarter, Merritt Island leads 25-0 over Palm Bay. When I just checked off the Press Box Overtime live stream, in the Beach Bowl, they had a huge lightning delay. And, folks, well, Satellite Scorpions right now lead 7-0 in the Battle of the Surfboard.
Okay. Well, I'm glad to see that game is back. I'm glad to see that trophy's back as well.
Bill Maharis and Mr. Doug Cook calling that game on Press Box Overtime's YouTube page.
Last we also heard from our good friend Martell. 14-7, Titusville was up over Vieira. I've not checked into that one just yet. I know Alan Slaughter-Zinski's on the call for that one. I think a fun game between those two squads. A lot of offensive fireworking playmakers, I think, between the two squads as we get ready. The Heritage Panthers will receive the second half kickoff here. And looking at the Heritage offense, again, I go back to that one drive. The Heritage Panthers rattled off about a 14-play drive, but unfortunately it was a fumble, and that was the fumble that Waters picked up and ran the rest of the way. They got to the 30, and the Heritage Panthers couldn't capitalize. They've had 5 drives in the first half, and out of those 5 drives, 3 have ended in a turnover for the Heritage Panthers.
Yeah, that's kind of been the story of the Panthers season so far is, Anthony.
Big mistakes.
Big mistakes. I mean, we watched in that game against Seminole. They had an opportunity to upset Seminole and win, and then it's mistake after mistake after mistake.
When you look at going into last week, Heritage, the only points they scored against Seminole was their defense getting 9 points. They went 7 quarters, and then we saw the touchdown pass from Padala to Nate Owens in the fourth against O'Galley, and right now they've been held scoreless in 2 quarters. We'll see if they can change that here in the second half against this Darkside defense. And also, too, a storyline we have to evaluate, Champ Smith. We saw Trenton Washington line up at quarterback as Champ Smith came off, as Nate Owens will return it at his own 10. Gets a few blocks, still on his feet, trying to get to the near sideline, and he'll be brought down at about the 27.
Nate Owens is a really, really good playmaker. We've seen him make those big plays. Just wish his offense could get flowing so we could show Nate more love. Because again, this is now our second game in a row seeing him.
Yeah. I mean, Nate Owens can do a lot of things. We've seen him make some big plays. When Heritage needed him last week for a touchdown to get back into that O'Galley game, he caught a ball over the middle of the field and took it the rest of the way for a 37-yard catch and score. We'll see what offensive coordinator Stephen Hughes and Coach Michael Benson have made as adjustments for their offense as we see 1st and 10 from their own 27. Padala will hand off to Draven Lee. Lee goes off right tackle, still on his feet, bumbling and stumbling his way as he picks up a couple more yards, gets a push, and he'll get to about the 35, and it'll be a couple of yards short of the first down as he gets about an 8-yard gain. They're going to spot the ball. Oh, they're going to give it. They're not going to give him the extra yardage. I thought they might give him a little bit more, but he's at the 35. Second down and 2, and the hard count from Jordan Padala makes the interior tackles of the Tiger defense jump. It'll give the Panthers a first. And that will be a Gamers R Us first down as the Heritage Panthers on the opening drive of the second half here in the third quarter trail 30-0, but trying to put points on the board. Padala hands off to Lee once again. Lee goes between the left guard and the left tackle, and a gain of a couple there as he takes it to the 42.
Number 44, the first on the scene for the Tigers. That's, I believe.
That's Tremaine Wells.
Yes, Tremaine Wells was the first one to get hands on him and allow Battle to come in and kind of finish him off.
Wells this season, 14 tackles, 1 tackle for loss. That's coming into the ball game tonight. Be second down and about 7 for the Panthers offense. As Padala can't quite hold on to the snap, and he is sacked as he was smacked by Redman Thompson. Redman Thompson there getting another sack as he's got 3 sacks, or sorry, not 3 sacks. He's got 14 tackles and interception. He does have a half sack from earlier in the ball game.
Redman Thompson, the younger brother of Sandman Thompson, who's up at FSU killing it.
Padala on third down and long. Plenty of time, but now forces and faces pressure, and Padala will be sacked for yet another Redman Thompson sack. So back-to-back sacks for Redman Thompson. Two and a half sacks for Redman Thompson here this evening. And what a force he is coming into tonight as well. 14 tackles, had an interception earlier this season as well. You go back to as the punt comes away for Steve Moore. This one will be returnable as Guilford can't quite hold on to it. He falls on it, and it'll be first down and 10 for the Tigers from their own 34. 9:04 to go here on the Technique Boxing scoreboard. And as I was saying, Redman Thompson, you look at his 2024 season, 50 tackles, 8 tackles for loss, and 3 sacks. Getting a huge presence for that defensive line for the Tiger defense.
Yeah, he is, and again, he's going to be another one. It'll be interesting to see where he ends up, collegiate ball-wise.
Very much so. As we look at first down and 10 for the Cocoa Tiger offense, Trenton Washington operating the offense, the young quarterback. He'll hand off to Chappell. Chappell will try and get to the outside. He does not, as he is swallowed up by Jaleel Cruz, the linebacker for the Heritage Panthers. Loses 2 on the carry. Sets up second down and 12 with 8:46 to go. Here in the third quarter, 30-0, the Tigers leading the Heritage Panthers. Washington will give the hard count, and the mistake by the interior of the Heritage Panthers will give it 5 yards, and it'll be second down and about 8 now for the Tiger offense. Ball now on the 37 for Washington. Makes the clap, turns to the sideline to offensive coordinator and head coach Ryan Schneider and Adam Franco. Washington hands off to Chappell. Chappell turns it upfield, and it'll be swallowed up by a couple of defenders, but not before he gains a good chunk of yardage across the 40 to the 43. Gain about 6. As I say, Zay Chappell has done a really nice job tonight, the young running back. He has been a real spark for this rushing attack for the Tiger offense. I got to imagine he's either eclipsed 100 yards rushing tonight or is close. Third down and about 2. Ball needs to get to the 44 for a first down for the Tigers. Zay Hawkins, the receiver to the near side. Low snap, and Trenton Washington's going to be wrapped up by Amir Parker. And we're also going to see a flag come in, but Corday Copeland as well was in on the stop.
And that's more than just unfortunate, undisciplined penalty. Look, the referee blown the whistle. He comes in flying shoulder first, and I don't care what level we're talking. We're talking Pop Warner, we're talking high school, we're talking college. That quarterback will always be protected, especially from stuff like that.
Yeah, so a big penalty for the Heritage Panthers on what would have been a negative play and essentially would have probably forced a Cocoa Tiger punt. It is now first down and 10 into Heritage territory after the penalty. And the Cocoa Tigers will operate on the Panther 47. Chappell in the sidecar left of Washington. 3 receivers to the near side. Tank White in motion. Low snap again, but White will get the handoff. And Tank White will try and make a man miss, but the defender in on the stop was Steve Estime, the outside linebacker. Limits the gain to about 1.
That will bring up 2nd and 8. As we're moving right along here in this third quarter.
Again, you look at what this defense for the Heritage Panthers has given up tonight. Again, you really look at it, probably about 16 points is all they've given up this evening. I know the scoreboard says 30, but again, this Darkside defense on their end, they have scored twice tonight. So second down and 9. The young quarterback, Washington, in the shotgun. Makes the clap, hands off to Chappell. Chappell goes right tackle. He's going to get across the 40, and he's tripped up to about the 37-yard line. And the defender in on the stop, Landon Clements, the linebacker. So it will be enough for a Cocoa Tiger first down. Nice run again by Chappell. And again, those runs off tackle tonight, Caleb, have been a real success for this Tiger offense.
Yeah, they really have. It's been just almost one of the weak points of this Heritage defense, which, again, coming into it was looks so tough against O'Galley, and right now Coco's kind of just done what they want with the football. By the way, I'd also like to give a shout out to Landon Clements. He has a series that he's been putting together. I don't know if it's on YouTube, but I know it's on Instagram. On his Instagram, it's called Road to D1, and he goes a day by day, kind of takes you through his life. And I want to give a big shout out to that because, again, that's an athlete saying, I'm trying to go D1, and I'm going to document it. And, look, that gives you influencer power. So maybe that next level, NIL deals become a thing.
Very much so, as Landon Clements. I don't think we saw him last week against O'Galley. I don't remember calling his name last week. I don't think he was in last week, but I could be wrong on that one. But again, he's made a few plays here tonight. First down and 10. Washington play action. Flips this one to the sideline, and it is almost picked off, as that was Elijah Parks who almost came up with the interception. Is that one miscommunication, I think, between quarterback and receivers. That one was a short one. I believe that was the Jamal Smith, the intended wide receiver, so falls incomplete. We do have a penalty on the Tigers as they are backing up. That looks like it might be the holding variety.
We're still all tied up at 6 in the third quarter between O'Galley and TFA.
Close ball game there, and you got to be encouraged by what O'Galley's defense is doing as well. 6 minutes to go here in the Technique Boxing scoreboard here in the third quarter. Washington looks to throw, pump fakes. That one is intended for Tank White. Flag comes in as Devin Green was in the coverage, And that could be pass interference. We'll see. It's first down and 20 after the holding penalty. We'll see if it's a hold or pass interference. Again, I did not get a signal whether that was pass interference or not.
Defensive holding.
Was it defensive holding? Okay. So defensive holding will set up first down and about 7 as the ball now gets to the 33-yard line. Low snap. Washington looking to throw deep. He's got Take White open at the 5 and a Tiger touchdown as Trenton Washington connects with Take White for his first touchdown of the season.
And what a big connection that is. That will set the running clock for the Tigers. And again, first touchdown of the season for Washington.
I believe that would be the first one. I did not see a touchdown for him, at least a passing touchdown, I don't believe, from earlier in this season. But a great throw and catch as they connect for 33 yards for a touchdown. Keelan Gonzalez on to attempt the extra point. Snap is good, hold is good. Kick has got plenty of leg, and it's through the uprights. 37-0. The Cocoa Tigers lead the Heritage Panthers on the Brevard Sports Network. We're back at Richard Dick Blake Stadium as the Cocoa Tigers host the Heritage Panthers and are in a commanding 37-0 lead here in the third quarter. And Nate Owens will have a chance to return this one. Looking for a block, and he'll make one defender miss and then drag to about the 35. Nate Owens, again, an electrifying returner.
We have what I believe is an FSU current player, Cocoa celebrity. Hold on, let's see if we can. I think there he is right there on camera. I believe that is Javen Boggs down on the sideline here supporting the Cocoa Tigers.
So Javen Boggs, he caught a touchdown pass. I believe it was last week, right?
Yes, it was. Caught his first collegiate.
First down and 10 for the Panthers. Nice run there. That was Malik Clark. He'll pick up a couple. Takes it to about the 39. So gain of 4 there for the Panther offense. Under 3 minutes to play here in the third quarter on the Technique Boxing scoreboard. Week 4 action here in the Brevard Sports Network. Chest high snap, handoff to Clark, and he's hit hard. And I believe that was Kyrie Brooks, the linebacker, who laid down the thunder on Malik Clark.
We might as well just call him Thor because goodness gracious, the clap of those pads and the thunderous boom when the bodies hit the floor.
What a hit by Kyrie Brooks. As we'll see, third down and 8 now for the Panthers. Padala will look to the sideline. Green and Owens, your receivers, along with Birch. Those 3 receivers to the far side. Alexander Fralin, the tight end, to the near side. Play action. Quick throw. That is out to Owens. Owens is going to get the first down and a few more yards as he'll be brought down at the 48-yard line for a Gamers R Us first down.
And look, regardless of how this one ends, if you're Heritage, you want to get some confidence at least rolling into next week. Look, the odds of winning this one are slim to none, and Slim has left town. But right now, you want to get something going so you can hopefully maybe start faster next week.
First down and 10, handoff to Clark. Clark bouncing around his offensive line's backs as he turns his legs, and he'll get down to about the 42, gain of about 6. Or check that. It is a first down. So another Gamers R Us first down for the Heritage Panthers.
Under a minute.
Gain of about 12 on that run, not 6. Padala, play action, quick throw out into the flats to his tight end, Alexander Fralin. And Fralin makes the catch. That'll be a nice gain of about 5 as he takes it inside the 40 to about the 37. Under 30s. And right now, an injury on the field, and 23 ticks to go before the end of the third quarter. Cocoa Tigers leading 37-0 over the Heritage Panthers here on the Brevard Sports Network.
Again, you kind of saw it there on your screen. The player, I didn't catch the number, but he was kind of talking with his teammates, and he was like, he was going to try to tough it out and like hobble off the field, and when he realized he couldn't, he went down. Unlike a play we saw last week in the O'Galley Heritage game, this one is very much legit.
Mm-hmm. Cocoa Tigers, and again, you look at the Cocoa Tigers, some of the struggles. Obviously, it's been well documented, well talked about over the course of the last 2 weeks. The tough loss to Mainland here at home, and then last week against Vero Beach. And listen, Vero Beach is a team to be reckoned with.
Yes.
That looks like a state title contender. I don't remember which classification they're in off the top of my head, but they're definitely a team to watch out for a deep postseason run, as they got a ton of talent down there. But again, a lot of encouraging signs here from this Cocoa offense. Again, Zay Chapel providing a huge spark in the running game tonight. They've run the play off tackle a couple times, and it's led to a lot of success here this evening. Again, I got to imagine, I don't have the official stats in front of me, but Zay Chapel over 100 yards. We return to action, second down and 7. Quick throw out to Owens. Owens trying to weave his way and find an open lane, cannot. He'll gain a couple yards, and it'll bring up third down and about. Let's see, did he actually gain a yard or two, depending upon the spot? I think he might have actually lost a yard on that one. So that'll bring up third down, but that is the end of the third quarter. 37-0. The Cocoa Tigers in charge of this one here on the Brevard Sports Network.
By the way, to answer your question, Vero Beach plays in that 7A.
7A.
So, again, I know we're the Brevard Sports Network, but, sometimes you keep tabs on certain teams, and we kind of kept tabs there on Vero Beach, and they look like they could have a very, very special season. And,
right.
And by the way, they've been dominating without their quarterback, their starting quarterback. So, I mean...
Well, that's even more impressive as well. Score update real fast. 21-7, Titusville leading the Vieira Hawks up in Titusville. Good friend Alan Slaughter-Zinski on the call for that one tonight.
That is a much-needed one if they can hold on for Titusville. This was, we said it's hard to peg a Week 4 game as a must-win, but it feels like this with this stretch that Titusville is coming up.
Third down and 6 for the Heritage Panthers. They need to get to the 33-yard line for a first down. Fralin, the tight end, the man in motion. Clark in the backfield with Padala. Clark gets the handoff, bobs and weaves his way through the defense, and he'll be stopped at about the 30. Have enough for a Heritage Panther first down. Gain of 8.
And I love the fight the Panthers are showing right now. This is one for pride right here, and I'll tell you what, pride is a big motivator.
Well, again, this Heritage offense has only scored 1 touchdown when you look at it in its last, we're in the fourth quarter now, last 12 quarters essentially.
Yes.
We'll see if they can make it a second one here in this 12th quarter. But, again, Heritage's offense trying to find some rhythm, take something into next week. Padala in the shotgun, hand off to Clark once again. Clark's going to bounce it outside, and he'll get back to the 30 as a great tackle there. And that was by Mel Mitchell. You know, looking at the schedule here, the Cocoa Tigers, they'll see the O'Galley Commodores right here at Richard Dick Blake Stadium. Should be a fun matchup next week. And then the Heritage Panthers, you know, you look at their next couple of games. They got Woodford County, Kentucky coming to town next week. Then they're at South Fork, and then on their bye week, and then they got a district game against Fort Pierce Westwood. South Fork and Fort Pierce Westwood will be district games as Demarion Green with the carry to the near sideline.
And
runs out of bounds, and yep, 3rd and 2 for the Heritage Panther offense as we've got a running clock here.
I think that's been Heritage's biggest play through the air tonight.
So Green on the catch, goes out of bounds, gain of about 7. His ball's on the 23. Lee with a big hole, lowers his shoulder as he gets across the 15, down to the 14, as he is inside the Tales of the Barkery red zone.
Knock, that hole was so big, you or I could have run through that one.
And I'm slow. 9:32 to go here on the Technique Boxing scoreboard here in the fourth quarter. Heritage Panthers trying to tack on points as Padala throws quickly. That one caught by, no, it goes right through the hands and legs of Nate Owens. That one a little low. It falls incomplete, 2nd down and 10.
Unfortunately, just the zip that you expected on that ball just wasn't there. I mean, those balls have been getting and just dying right as it gets to the receivers.
2nd down and 10, under 9 minutes to play here. No play action. Quick throw out into the flats for Birch, and he can't quite hold on to it. Falls incomplete. Bring up 3rd down and long for the Heritage offense. So right now we are looking at the 13th play of the drive upcoming. And right now, if you're the Heritage Panthers, this is the best drive you've had of the evening. You go back to earlier in the contest, back in the 2nd quarter. Actually, first into the 2nd quarter. They had a 14-play drive, but unfortunately that ended in a fumble that resulted in a Cocoa Tiger touchdown. 3rd down and 10. Ball needs to get to the 4-yard line for a first down. And the Heritage Panthers will take a timeout here with 7 minutes and 59 seconds to go here on the Technique Boxing scoreboard.
I'd like to take this time to recognize some of our other partners who help make Brevard Sports Network able to do what we do, not just on Friday nights, but Monday through Friday, Saturdays, and Sundays too. Coming up tomorrow, I will be live from the Flagler Titans Park, Wadsworth Park in Flagler County, as the Flagler Titans take on the Astronaut War Eagle Pop Warner organization. All of those games live on the Brevard Sports Network YouTube page. Alan Slaughter-Zinski will be back over at the Cocoa Youth League fields for Cocoa and West Melbourne all day tomorrow.
32-0, the Maridon Mustangs lead the Palm Bay Pirates as we return to action. Third down, and it's a reverse for Nate Owens. Nate Owens tries to turn upfield. He'll gain a couple of yards. Depending on the spot, he'll get to the 10, and it'll bring up about 4th down and 5.5 for the Panthers.
I want to give a shout out to Elijah Parks there, who was the receiver blocking to where Owens slid through. That was impressive blocking as a wide receiver, and I'm telling you right now, colleges notice that. Listen, you can make all the big catches you want, but most college coaches will say if you cannot block, you do not deserve the rock.
And looking at Twitter, First Academy and O'Galley still tied 6-6. 7 minutes to play here in the fourth. Heritage Panthers trying to put points on the board as Draven Lee gets the handoff, and he'll be knocked backwards. He won't even get back to the line of scrimmage, and it's a turnover on downs as the Cocoa Tigers will take over. 1st down and 10 at the 14.
And there's Coach DeMarcus Manyfield going out and greeting his defense. Actually, check that. That's, I believe that's Mr. Folston. You know, just another Cocoa Tiger legend.
Exactly. A lot of legends on that sideline right now as well, as we saw Javen Boggs down on the sideline as well tonight. Cocoa Tigers in firm control of this one, 37-0.
But you know that was big for that dark side defense. They want to keep that goose egg on the board. They want that shutout so bad.
Very much so, as we see a timeout taken by the Cocoa Tigers with 5:58 to play here on the Technique Boxing scoreboard. As Trenton Washington has taken over at quarterback pretty much since like the last drive before the half for the Cocoa Tigers. And we've seen him pretty much lead the charge here in the second half. Have not seen quarterback Champ Smith. So be curious to see. Hopefully he's all right. So under 6 minutes to go here, and Cocoa Tigers in firm control. Again, that defense with a phenomenal job tonight. 2 touchdowns by that dark side defense, as you were talking about earlier, Caleb. Again, I think they've had at least 4 or 5 sacks this evening too. So again, that defense doing a nice job this evening, creating turnovers and creating negative plays. Redman Thompson tonight, 2.5 sacks, at least according to my book, as Washington hands off. And that is Chappell, as Chappell continues to break tackles going down the far sideline. Let me see if that is indeed Chappell. Nope, that is not Chappell. That is Nasir Warwick, who made the carry. Nice gain there as he takes it all the way to the 37.5 yard line for a Gamers R Us first down for a 23-yard gain.
Again, folks, as those look, I know it's only September, but those holidays are creeping up. If you have a gamer in your life, Gamers R Us has the perfect gifts that maybe you want to start getting your eyes on.
Remember when I was a kid, Madden was always the one that I wanted for Christmas.
Madden. So growing up, I was a Yu-Gi-Oh kid. I fell in love with the with the cartoon, and my father got into the dueling card game with me, and a lot of memories.
Absolutely. I got into the Pokemon game late as a kid. I think I got my first Pokemon deck in like 2001. I was extremely late to the party on that one. Is a penalty by the Tigers backs them up to about the 33-yard line. Washington hands off again to Warwick, and Warwick will lose a couple more yards as he's backed up to the 31. Again, good job by the Heritage defense. That looked like Landon Clements, the linebacker, in on the stop, along with Andre Aiden as well. Under 4 minutes to play here in the fourth quarter. The Cocoa Tigers up 37-0 over the Heritage Panthers. Again, these Cocoa Tigers They will see the O'Galley Commodores, which I know will be the talk of the county
Yeah,
next week.
I'm not going to lie. O'Galley, regardless of what happens tonight, the fact that they've been 6-6 with TFA for as long as they have is impressive.
Hand off to Varys. Varys will lose a couple more yards. Be backed up to the 26. And it'll bring up third down and a mile for the Tiger offense as we see some of the younger players get into the ball game. Trenton Washington with a touchdown pass this evening to Tank White, a 33-yard touchdown pass. So some nice things from the young quarterback this evening. Again, the nice thing is that Coach Ryan Schneider didn't have to ask a lot of him this evening to put a lot on his shoulders, but some of the things that we have seen from him, pretty impressive so far.
Absolutely.
Washington will hand off to Warwick. Warwick goes right up the gut, and he'll be brought down for probably a yard gain as he gets to the 27. Brings up fourth down and a mile. We got penalty flags flying in here late as we've got 2.5 to play in the fourth quarter on the Technique Boxing scoreboard. So we got a personal foul on the Tigers, and that'll back them up even more. Now I believe that was after the play potentially. So if it was, it should be fourth down, I would think. But so far the down marker still reads third down.
You know Coach Schneider's not going to take that one.
Okay, so they just switched the down marker to fourth down, so the Cocoa Tigers will see what they decide to do here with it being fourth down and about 35. Ball all the way back to the 13. Fourth down and 35, let's call it. Ball needs to get to 48 from the 13. That sounds about 35.
Yeah.
I think my math's correct. My Mel High education's coming through.
Listen, as my good friend Sean Hartman, his father did a PA for SVYFL, and he would call that fourth and a trip around Disney World.
Yes. So a delay of game penalty on the Tigers with 36 seconds to go here. We do have a running clock, and I think that's going to do it for us here this evening as the teams line up. A fantastic win for the Cocoa Tigers, a commanding one, 37-0. Again, all facets of the game, offense, defense, special teams contributing to points on the board. And the Cocoa Tigers even up their record to 2-2. The Heritage Panthers fall to 1-3, Caleb.
Look, this was a much-needed win for Cocoa in this fashion. A great confidence boost. If you're Heritage, well, you're still on the search for more points. And, yeah, I mean, that's about all that can be said from this game. The Dark Side defense showed their colors tonight, and they showed they can put points on the board.
The Dark Side defense definitely did. They put 14 points on the board. Again, Keelan Gonzalez added a field goal as well from 22 yards out. And the only touchdown that we saw, here in the second half was Trenton Washington to Tank White for 33 yards and a huge touchdown, a nice play from the young quarterback. And, again, if you're the Tigers, just a commanding win, what you really wanted to try and do, you did. Zay Chappell did a fantastic job running the football tonight. Have to imagine he eclipsed over 100 yards this evening. So a lot to like from what the Cocoa Tigers did tonight. For the Heritage Panthers, again, story's going to be in 12 quarters of football, one offensive touchdown in those 12 quarters. I know a lot to be frustrated about for the Heritage Panthers. Looking at their schedule going forward, I don't know much about Woodford County from Kentucky. We'll have to see what they bring to the table, but they are going to see an out-of-state team, so a lot to still work on as they get ready for another week of practice.
Folks, that's going to wrap it up again. Keep it posted here to all day tomorrow. We got youth football on lock tomorrow. And again, if you're a Cocoa Tiger youth fan, well, guess what? You got Cocoa Tiger youth ball all day tomorrow. Cocoa Tigers take on West Melbourne. Alan Slaughter-Ziski will have that action all day. I will have the Flagler Titans taking on the Astronaut War Eagles Pop Warner organization. And, folks, it'll be a great day of youth football, a great sports weekend. We're at, week 4 of college football? Week 3 or 4 of college football. We're at week 2 of the NFL. And, of course, the local sports that only Brevard Sports Network can provide. For Anthony Knockreiner,